Hey everyone, here's just a quick video on how to use the graphical analysis app that works with our motion sensors as well as a lot of other things, but I'm going to be looking at the motion sensors specifically here. And so you have to have everything plugged in. I have two motion sensors right now. They're across the counter, so they're like 1.5 meters apart, and they're facing each other. So one's looking right at the other, and I have two green cars in between that are going to kind of move one way or the other. And so all I've done so far is I hit collect to see that they're both giving me the same reading. They should both be seeing that they're the same distance away from each other. So they're looking at each other and they're saying, hey, you're 1.4 meters away and you're also 1.4 meters away, which is perfect. So if I took a single green car and I hit collect, that's what we get. And I stopped it at the end before I hit the motion sensor. And so we can see in the beginning that it should have been kind of sitting still. I didn't push it for a little bit. And so here's kind of the weird thing is that I pushed one car, but we have all these crazy graphs now. And so one motion sensor was right next to the car. And so it looked like it was really close. So that's this lower graph kind of in black here. The other motion sensor was across the counter, so it saw the cars far away. And then I pushed the car. And so we should see that both of these have the car going at the same speed. They should. And so all I'm going to do is click and highlight. I can highlight all of this if I want up until it gets flat. So I don't want to highlight here because the red graph is flat. So right here. And now if it ends up looking kind of small and tiny, you can hit zoom in. It'll make it look bigger. I went a little bit too far there, so that'll kind of zoom it back out as well. But let's say I take from here to here. So these like 1.05 to 3.09 seconds. If I want to find the velocity of my green car, I need to click right here where it says Graph Tools. And then we go Curve Fit, which is a stupid name because really the first option it gives you is a linear fit for a curve fit. It's not very curvy. But then we just hit apply. And that's it. That's all there is to it. And you can scroll up on it and see that, look at this. The black graph says the car was going at a slope, so that's the M value, of 0.2494, and then the units would be meters per second. So that is the velocity, okay? The other motion sensor in red says it was going negative 0.2496. So they're about the same. They're really, really, really close. They're off by 4/10,000ths of a meter per second. They're essentially the same. And so these are both telling the same story. One's negative because the car was getting closer to it. One's positive because the car was getting farther away from it. But really, when you do a lab with like the two cars, like for our momentum unit, you just need to pick a direction that's positive. Say going to the right is the positive direction, going to the left is the negative direction, and then you just stick to calling those velocities that. So I think this is the most consistent, easy way to get the velocity. If you look at the second graphs down here, it says velocity. You would think that would be the easiest thing to read, but there's a lot of noise. And by noise, I mean little wobbles going on here. And so what's happening is the car's hitting little bumps in the way. Maybe it was dropped and there's some little divots in the wheel, or there's, I don't know, a pencil shaving or something on the counter. And so the velocity graphs end up being kind of lumpy. And so it ends up oftentimes being much easier to get a good velocity value just by taking the slope of the position and time graph. So hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. If it doesn't, let me know, ask some questions. Thanks for watching.